checking the mics, I think. All right, are we good?
Yeah.
All right. What a moment this day is, this moment here that we're embarking upon. Feels like a defining moment to me, and maybe also for you. If it's okay, I'd like to share a few moments from my perspective, some small, some large, to maybe help shed a little more light on Loren, the Loren I know, and introduce him to you. So we'll start with a moment in August 2003, so 2003. I was a graduate student down on the peninsula at the time, and I got a call about going up to First Fridays in Oakland. And I got to tell you, I didn't really want to go. I was in lab, and I really didn't want to fight traffic in the Bay Area on a Friday at 4 o'clock. You all know how terrible that can be sometimes. Two things convinced me to go. One, we were helping a fellow graduate student complete her PhD work by handing out surveys to African American professionals. And the First Fridays event is a great place to see many of them. The second is she paid for our tickets. Student, you're on a student budget. You got to think about these things. So there I was, finishing up the event. A couple of groups of friends are mingling with one another. And there was a debate about the color of the shirt of this man in this group of folks. We all introduce ourselves around, and I shake the hand of this man named Loren Taylor. And we spent the rest of the evening talking. There were some folks, I think, who were there that night that are here today. And it was a moment, a simple moment. Nothing, I thought the clouds would part and the angels would sing the moment I met the man I'm going to marry. And yet it changed the course of my life. Fast forward, after we're married, we're young, starting out our family and our careers. I am trying to chart a career at the intersection of business and science. Loren is using his engineering and his business training to help other companies innovate and better serve their customers. And Loren, taking every spare moment to fill his time doing what he loves, which is serving the community. Everything from serving on the board for the West Oakland Health Council, helping to start a Boy Scout troop at our church that just graduated its first Eagle Scouts, to supporting the 100 Black Men Community School, and even coaching girls soccer. And if you want to think about how hard it is to bring people together, try doing that with 9 6-year-olds on a soccer field. There was a defining moment on New Year's Eve, 2015 to 2016. We were at the home of our good friends. Ball drops, champagne toast, Happy New Year. I look at Loren and I say, this is your last year at your employer, PwC. And the reason for that is, there comes a point in your life where doing the thing you love has to be the thing you do. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't squeeze into the cracks of your life. Mm-hmm. And it's scary. We have a family to support in the Bay Area on Bay Area prices, and I looked at him and I said, I got you. You could walk tomorrow, and we'll be okay. Mm-hmm. We're gonna do this. And so Loren, at that year, did leave PwC, started his own social justice consulting firm. And then in Christmas, 2017, I'll never forget this, it was actually the day after Christmas. 2018, we knew the District 6 Council seat was going to be up for election. And Loren looks at me and he's like, do I run? Do I do this? And I'm looking at him like, I fully support you. I have no idea what that means now. I really do, and we took it on, and that year was, man, insanity, and yet I'm still watching him do the thing he loves in this moment, right? And so there's this sense of joy you get even when it's hard, when you're doing the thing that you're purpose-built to do, and I really believe that this is his purpose. So at that time, I didn't know what we were getting into. I got to tell you, there were moments this week where I didn't know what we're getting into, and here we are. So it might be surprising to someone who reads Loren's resume why he's in public service, but I think many of you know, anyone who knows Loren, this move isn't surprising at all. This is just the fulfillment of someone's purpose and just the next step for Oakland. And so now I can tell you with an insider's view that Loren spends literally, that's an overused word, but I'm using it accurately here, every waking moment working for us, working for Oakland and for your family.
Yeah.
And the small moments, when I go to bed at night, I'm the night owl, so I'm usually the last one to bed. Many, many nights, I pull Loren's phone from his sleeping hands and plug it in. Those of you who call early in the morning have me to thank for his signal. Battery. During budget season, I pull his phone and the 5-inch binder of the budget off of his chest, set it on the bed, on the floor next to him. He reads that cover to cover and annotates it. I want a mayor from my city that puts in the work like that.
Yeah.
Oakland needs a mayor that puts in the work like that. No one sees that. I see it. And I know she's going to put in that work for us.
Yeah.
And with all of this time and energy and effort, I see his high days and his low days that he puts in for this city. I got to tell you, nothing brings me greater joy than to watch him as a father. Manny has to get his snuggle time in every morning. Loren makes time for that, and I have the feeling it's just as grounding to start Manny's day as it is to start Loren's. Cameron, Cam, his road dog, as he calls her, he'll come up and say, "Hey Cam, wanna go with me?" Cam says, "Sure." She has no idea where she's going, what she's gonna be doing, but she rolls with him through it all day long. And as a daddy's girl, I know the importance of a father's love and how powerful that is for raising strong children, strong women, and strong sons. And so here we are, at this defining moment, together. I'm adding this to the many moments that have defined our life together, and now here we are here, witnessing a defining moment for Oakland. So please join me in welcoming your brother, your friend, neighbor, and the love of my life, Councilmember Loren Taylor.
Good morning, Oakland! Erica warned me. She was like, you're not going to be ready. You need to prepare for the emotions that are going to overwhelm you. And I have to admit, it means a lot to have everybody here supporting me. Come on. I see here friends that date all the way back to junior high, elementary school. I see family whose consistency has never failed from day one. I see community members and neighbors who we've rolled up sleeves with from in East Oakland, downtown, West Oakland, all across this city to make it better. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support and partnership in making this city better. I have to begin by acknowledging God, because I know my faith tells me that all things are possible through Him. And my experiences, they back that up. Erica, I was prepared with a whole lot of things to say, but as you walk through the chronology of our time together in these different pivotal moments, that it just reinforced for me how blessed and grateful I am to have a partner like you to support me through it all, regardless of, as you said, not knowing what's gonna come. And I know there's gonna be a lot that's gonna come that we aren't ready for, but I know we can do it together, so thank you. I honestly wish we had more time to introduce Erica to all of you guys, because she is a phenomenal woman. I know some of you guys know, she's not only a Stanford PhD, a professional salsa dancer, leading global marketing for one of the largest oncology businesses in the world, and the strategy for that, and a phenomenal mom to Manny and Cameron, and my life partner, my ride or die. And so I know that there will be other opportunities, but Erica, I do love you, and just want to say that I would not be half the person I am if not for you. So thank you. Now, Heat Dance Line.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that performance? My daughter joined Heat Dance Company, and she has blossomed as a result of that. The program, they not only teach these women to dance, and dance they represent Oakland. Now, East Oakland specifically, because they work out of a studio in Foothill Square, they represent us on a national stage, bringing home trophies and awards. But they go beyond that. They teach these young women the values and the life skills that'll stick with them long into adulthood. And so to all of the leaders of Heat who are here, thank you for your vision, for your leadership. You have an amazing program, and I'm grateful my daughter is able to be a part of that. To our two speakers today, Katie and Kathy, starting with Kathy, we just got to know each other in my time in office, but we had an immediate bond around how we as community, as a city, should work harder to uplift each other, particularly our young people, our elders, those who are in need of this city's support. And so I thank you for your partnership, your support, and look forward to doing even more together. Miss McLean. And I still can't get to call you Katie because I knew you as Miss McLean in 7th grade. So the lessons that you taught me, the confidence that you instilled in me, they stick with me even to this day. And so I'm grateful for that. And on behalf of not just myself, but the thousands upon thousands of students who have crossed your classrooms, been in the schools that you've been principal of, I say thank you for your dedication, your commitment, and your service. Thank you. And I do have to acknowledge that in retirement, she could be traveling across the world, traveling, enjoying life, doing all that, but her commitment to service continues as an interim substitute principal at Greenleaf Elementary School in District 6. So that is something to be lauded and applauded. Thank you. I look around this room and I see phenomenal people, everyone doing amazing things. There are things that tie us together, and most of that is service and uplifting our community. I wish I could come one by one and call each of you out for everything that you do. One person I cannot miss with these opening acknowledgments is the matriarch of our family, my maternal grandmother, Ms. Leslie White, who's standing here. Grandma White, thank you for being here. She, in her years, has seen so much, experienced so much, made so many sacrifices that I couldn't even begin to imagine and understand. I am grateful for all that you have done for our family. Doesn't she look beautiful, everyone? So she turned 90 years young this year. And I just wish and hope that some of those genes made their way down to my DNA. Because I want to look half as good when I get a little bit older. So one thing I know that did make it into my genes, this town. Oakland is in my DNA. My mom and dad both graduated from Oakland Unified School District. Oakland Tech and Skyline. Go Bulldogs and go Titans. My mom, she went on to teach and be a principal within Oakland Unified. The same district she graduated out of, the same district I attended, and my children are attending now. In fact, I went to elementary school not too far from here, Joaquin Miller Elementary School. I played kickball on the same playgrounds that my son Manny plays on today. And I see Manny smiling over there because he's probably thinking about a few weeks ago when the kids played the parents in kickball and the kids won. Don't worry, Manny. We're going to win next time. I also attended the same church, Progressive Missionary Baptist Church, that my mom attended when she was growing up, only a few blocks away from her childhood home in North Oakland. I earned my first paycheck in an East Oakland glass packing factory. The reason I took that job was so that I could earn enough money to pay for a driver's ed, and I could earn my license, and that was right down the street from here in the Diamond District. Erica told you about how we met at the First Fridays. How many of you remember the white party at First Fridays at Preservation Park? Erica, we go into this. Erica, the shirt was maroon. It was not purple. So this is one of those long-standing debates that we have that I don't think will ever get resolved. But one of the things that has gotten resolved is Erica and I have agreed that we are going to raise our children right here in Oakland. Mm-hmm. We're raising them right here in Oakland because of what the town represents. Mm-hmm. The grit, the hard work, the creativity and the innovation. People coming together to support each other. Our racial and ethnic diversity, and the coming together so that we can be sure that everyone has an equal opportunity. That is what Oakland represents. I am a proud third-generation Oaklander. I am grateful to have been able to wake up every morning for the past 3 years and represent District 6 in Oakland City Hall. To apply my public service in partnership with many of you to move Oakland forward. Oakland is a great and a proud city, but we do have our challenges. I know you've seen them and I have too. One of the things that holds us back is our debilitating focus on the things that divide us, those differences. These, when they're exacerbated by our leaders, it further keeps us from realizing our fullest potential as a city, as individuals. The real casualty of the dysfunction that we face in government is that we are not able to deliver on the promises that we have made or the commitments that we have given. But it does not have to be that way. Just as we unique individuals have so many unique identities of who we are that make us whole, so we as a city should come together, emphasizing and uplifting those things that tie us together. I believe that Oakland is a city where we have shared progressive values, and we can uplift every Oaklander in every community. And so it is in that spirit of unity, with that commitment to creating a better Oakland for your children and mine, that I stand before you today and announce that I am running to be the next mayor of Oakland. Thank you so much. After years of having this unshakable vision of what Oakland can be, I am running so that we can deliver that Oakland. An Oakland where the city government works in partnership with our residents, with our businesses, with our civic organizations, and with our faith-based institutions to make sure that every Oaklander in every neighborhood reaches its fullest potential. I will do this the only way that I know how, and that is by bringing people together. We have to come together across our differences. We must focus on results and not rhetoric, on progress and not politics. Now, Oakland used to be better at delivering its promises. My parents and my grandparents moved here in the 40s for a better life, with a promise of a better life. And I stand here today in front of you as evidence of promises kept. The promise that a family in Oakland can move from public housing to home ownership. That in Oakland, we can move from public education to a promising career and move from poverty to prosperity. Unfortunately, that promise is not available to many Oaklanders today. And that is why I am here, that is why we are here, to make sure that we have the Oakland that does deliver on its promises. When we look around our city, we see promises that have not been kept. We see our neighbors and family members living on the streets in inhumane conditions. We also see broken promises when we look at our young children who have gone to school and are not adequately prepared for the life ahead. We see the broken promises of our babies who are dying in our streets. I just received word that we have reached our 105th homicide so far this year in Oakland. That is beyond heartbreaking. A couple weeks ago, I had the opportunity, responsibility to visit a crime scene in my district, a double homicide. And when I got to the scene and was briefed, I saw a young boy, 8 years old, the same age as my son Manny. He was in shock, trauma, trying to process the fact that he had just lost his mother and his stepfather to gun violence. That's something no 8-year-old should have to deal with. That's something nobody should have. That should not happen in our city. Our 8-year-old boys should be worried about losing their teeth and not losing their parents.
Yeah.
Every life that we lose in this city is a promise that we have not kept. We cannot afford to have these broken promises anymore. Fortunately, we have made some progress in the past 3 years as we have partnered together to uplift District 6 and uplift the city. We made strides with respect to public safety. I chaired the Reimagining Public Safety Task Force. That process focused on improving public safety for all of us so that everyone feels safer when they are in Oakland. We emphasized, created a pathway for more violence prevention programs and services. I want to thank the 140 plus people from Oakland who participated in our task force, our subcommittees, and the thousands of others who completed surveys, completed partnerships, workshops, other series to make sure that we got the best recommendations and solutions that we could advance forward on every Oaklander's behalf. We made strides with respect to homelessness and housing affordability. We not only made significant investments, unprecedented, in homelessness prevention and also in long-term affordable and supportive housing. Where there was no council-adopted strategy around addressing homelessness, as Life Enrichment Committee Chair, I was able to lead our council to the unanimous adoption of our PATH plan, the Permanent Access to Housing, and also the adoption of the encampment management policy. And once adequately implemented, that policy will ensure that we have the health and the safety that we need for those living in our encampments and around them. Now, underlying all of these and so many other challenges we face are the lack of economic opportunities for Oaklanders. And that is another area that we have partnered together over the past 3 years. We have worked hard to activate vacant lots and parcels like Liberation Park, where we have our Acoma Market in East Oakland. We have worked hard to support our entrepreneurs and our businesses by creating the ESO Ventures program. ESO standing for East Side Oakland, in case those didn't realize that. And it is, thank you. And we've got some ESO entrepreneurs here today, so I want to acknowledge them. Absolutely. One of the things that I am extremely proud of is working with the ESO team, Senator Nancy Skinner, to make sure that we have $8 million coming to support our East Oakland entrepreneurs through the program out of this past state budget.
Yeah.
So we do have some things that we can be proud of in the past 3 years, but there is much more to do. We have much farther to go. And we can only do that, let's say it, together.
Together.
Together is how we will make sure that Oakland delivers on its promises and its commitments. That's right, let's say it 3 more times. Together. That's right. Together we can provide economic opportunities for all Oaklanders, from Mandela Parkway to 106th Avenue, and from East 14th to Skyline Boulevard. Together we can make every community safe and just, a place where we all can live, learn, work, and play. Together we can ensure that every Oaklander has the opportunity to reach their fullest potential in the city that they were born or the city that they choose to make their home. I became an engineer to solve the tough problems. I became a biomedical engineer because I wanted to solve tough problems that impact people's lives. My training, my professional and educational training, they have prepared me to bring new solutions to old problems that we haven't yet been able to solve. It's one thing to say that we want a progressive ideal or vision. It's another thing to actually deliver on it. And that is what I am here ready to do together with you. Together. Thank you. So that's the sort of leader that I will be. A pragmatic, innovative, and progressive leader. One who focuses on details instead of drama, focusing on governing instead of grandstanding. But I cannot do it without you. I see all of you here. We have a tough road ahead, not just in the next 13 months, but in the next 4 years after that, and God willing, the 4 years after that. So that is why I need your help. I need you to join with me by hosting a meet and greet, donating to the campaign, spreading the word and letting others know about this vision and the potential that Oakland has that we are prepared to capture and move forward with. please go to LorenForOakland.com to sign up, to donate, to volunteer. For those who are here physically with us today, we've got the QR code scanned across and posted across the room. Just take out your phone, contactless, we're good. I am looking forward to this next journey in partnership with you. And on behalf of myself, my wife Erica, our amazing campaign team, I thank you for coming out today. I thank you for joining us in launching this campaign, joining forces so that we can deliver the Oakland that we want, the Oakland that we need, and the Oakland that we deserve. Thank you so much, Oakland. Let's do this.